Hey, I get asked this question all the time. How long should I stay engaged with a prospect? Because so many times what happens is there's a prospect you have, but should I call them 3 or 4 times? Should I call them 20 or 30 times? How long should I take? I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter, and I'm going to give you the answer to that question right now. Here's 8 attributes that I want you to look at. 1, do they fit my ICP? Now again, I'm not going to go through this in this video. I've got other videos out there that will help you with this. But if the prospect doesn't fit your ICP, well, why are you spending any time with them at all? Number 2, can I help them? In other words, have you been able to determine that not only do they fit your ICP, but you can actually help them? Again, this is critical because you may have people that fit your ICP, but can't help them. Number 3, what's the today value and the lifetime value? What do I mean by this? In other words, how much is this prospect potentially worth to you? In other words, can they create a tremendous amount of revenue for myself? Because at the end of the day, I've got to put food on the table, right? So yeah, so what's the today volume and what's the lifetime value? Number 4, the sales cycle. How long is it going to take to close this deal? If this deal is going to take 3 years to close, I'm going to question it. But now maybe it's big enough because of the today and lifetime value that it's worth staying in. But understanding what is the sales cycle that the customer has is going to help me a lot. Number 5, what's the downstream revenue? Downstream revenue, what's that? That means, in other words, maybe they're customers. Maybe there are others in the food chain that you can in turn now begin selling to because you're selling to this one particular company. Yeah, downstream revenue is absolutely huge. There's a lot of companies that I've stayed in the game for because I know that if I land them, they're going to put me in front of a lot of other potential customers. Yes, and because they're already current customers for them, and naturally they could become customers of mine. Number 6, industry positioning. How are they positioned in the industry? If they're a high profile company in the industry, I'm probably going to stay in the game longer. If they're kind of an also-ran and you know what, they could easily wind up being bought out by somebody, I don't know if I want to spend that much time with them. They might be a small startup, but boy, they're highly regarded because of the talent that they have. So they're positioned in the industry to grow rapidly, and they may be one who will be making acquisitions themselves. Wow, I want to stay in the game. Critical for you to understand, critical for you to look at. Number 7, what's the referral potential? In other words, landing this customer, are they ones that either the company or the individuals can refer me to other business? Maybe I'm dealing with one particular division within this customer, and they in turn could refer me to a dozen other divisions within the same company. Very potential. And the last one, what's the learning potential? Now, what do I mean by the learning potential? The learning potential is by me working with this customer, am I going to learn new insights? Is it going to help position me in a better light? Is it going to help position my company in a better light? I share these 8 with you for this very simple reason. Understanding these 8 is going to help you determine how long you stay in the game. Because I've had situations, prospects, where I've had to stay in the game for months and multiple years because they're large enough. And they get validated because of these 8 attributes. I've had others that I only stay in the game really kind of going after them for a couple months because, again, these 8 attributes don't give me the same answers. Hey, my name's Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. I want you to check out my podcast, the Sales Hunter Podcast and Sales Logic. I want you to check out my website. We put content out like this all the time. Why? Because I want to help you see and achieve what you didn't think was possible. I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. Great selling.